Hey guys, back with another quick beginner bluegrass guitar lesson today. In yesterday's lesson, we were in the key of D, learning a quick exercise, throwing in a D run and introducing an A7 chord. Check that video out right here if you missed it. But in this lesson, we're gonna do the exact same thing, but in the key of C, and really the highlight of this is that C run, which again, if we're in the key of C, we're going to play it differently, but really that's just the G run in a different key, okay? So let's start off here with that C chord, okay? So some people might be used to playing the C like this, right? And that is a difficult stretch for any chord, right? If you're just starting guitar. But we're going to make it a little bit more difficult, but bear with me because this is how we play a C chord in the bluegrass style. Because the idea is that we're alternating between our two root notes. In this case, we have a C, right? And a G right up here, okay? Now, you might see some bluegrass players play like this. If they're playing the C chord, they'll go, all right? That's okay too. Now, what they're doing is hitting those root notes, okay? But if we play a chord like this, or play the C chord like this, with our pinky there on the C, and our ring finger there planted on that on the G note, then we have our two roots and we don't have to change our fingering, right? We can just play it just like that. Now that's a hard chord, so it's gonna take some getting used to, but the idea, again, just like yesterday's lesson, is that we start by emphasizing that C and that G, all right? C, G, and then we're trying to strum rhythmically in between those, all right? And that's really fundamentally, how we should be learning our chords if we're learning bluegrass, right? Or learn how to play our chords with a little rhythm rather. All right, so. All right, if you're not strumming all the way through when you start, don't worry about it, all right? This is enough. All right? Remember, what we can do slow, we can start doing fast or start playing fast over time, okay? So get used to that C chord, okay? It's gonna come in handy, especially as, again, you start speeding up your playing. Okay? Now for the C run, right? Again, this is just a G run, except in C. Okay? It's gonna be a little bit more difficult, and I'll be honest, playing it from that sort of fingering is going to be challenging. So as you're sort of practicing the C run, feel free to do it off of that regular C as well. You're going to have to be able to do both eventually. Effectively, we're just starting with that C. Okay, and here's that sort of twangy part of it, okay? We're going to hit open on the D string, and with I use my my middle finger here. There it is. That's the twangy part of it, right? So if I'm doing it with a regular C, might look a little clearer on your screen there. Okay, that's the meat of it. Okay, so we've got this far. Then we're going open on the G string. All right, then we're hammering on 2nd fret. Open again on the G string. And then we're ending on the B string with our pointer finger. Okay, or ideally you're strumming that chord maybe, depending on your scenario. So it might end like, okay? Ending on that C, whether it's that C or that C, okay? One more time, very slowly. All right, good. Okay, and the last part is just, learning to use a G7. Let's say if this was a turnaround, we were like, we're just playing a G7. I'll put the chord up on your screen there. But again, it's one of those chords, the way I think of it is that whenever we go to play a G in a song, whatever song that might be, you might experiment with just throwing that in there. It might not be on the first verse or the first chorus, but depending on how many instruments are in the room, you can really get a lot, a fuller, more beautiful sound by playing the G7, or yesterday's video I taught that A7, right? And it's just, varying the way you play, because if not, I always say this, if you are just going off the tab or the chord on the computer or whatever, and just playing verbatim, what fun is that, right? Bluegrass shouldn't be played that way. So again, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're looking for online Zoom lessons, hit me up at this email right here. And until next time, adios.